Good afternoon. Welcome to our events and commemorations meeting. Today is August 15th at 3:30 p.m. If we could have a roll call, please, Ms. Swain.
Mrs. Cooper?
Here.
Mr. Capel?
Here.
Mr. Ayer is absent. Two present.
I have not heard from Ms. Strayer. Has staff heard from her?
No,
No.
I just saw her over at the council or over at the city building and I said, I gotta run to a meeting. She says, oh, okay. I didn't think she was on the, I don't
It's the same
think it's
meeting.
on the radar.
Okay.
So,
To be fair, this is the earliest possible it can fall in the
Yes.
month, and I even reached out to Cindy to confirm, do we have a meeting?
yeah, it
Yeah.
definitely is early.
Yeah,
So.
I have talked to her about it and she said she would add it to our calendar. We'll circle back. I will reach out. Thank you. Okay. I'm gonna make a motion on the approval of the minutes for the July 18th meeting.
Second,
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Capel?
yes.
Okay.
Under our new business, we're gonna start with the communities at Sunbury Color Run. And do we want to start, we do have a guest. We want to start with her. Do we have staff comments? Okay. Do you want to come up to the podium? Go ahead and give us your name and your address, please.
Hello, it's Jill Mallon, 1093 Sunbury Meadows Drive.
Okay, thank you. We have your event permit in our pamphlets here. Would you please tell us a little bit about your event?
Sure. So we just do a neighborhood color run. It's in the communities at Sunbury and communities at Galena. What we do is, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the area, but around the pool, we just have the kids do a lap. And then parents, grandparents just stand around like various areas and throw color packets. We've done it, this will be our 4th year doing it. And we've had the police support, fire department, EMS has always come out, but the event is getting much larger with the community growing. So we were told we need a permit. So I guess that's why I'm here, to try to answer any questions you guys have.
Thank you. And I am aware that there has been some communication from the city to your group that's leading it. So I really appreciate you coming in and I really appreciate the back and forth. I know that you were discussing different dates. It looks like you have settled on just September 28th. Is that right? Okay.
Yes. So the event itself, like the run, typically lasts probably 15 minutes. We usually do it in the summer, and the fire department usually blocks off the road at Red Shank and Sunbury Meadows Drive. And we've had the fire department open up the fire hydrant and like spray the kids and they run through it. I don't know if we'll be doing that in September. I don't know, weather permitting, in Ohio. So I don't know if it's going to be just literally the run. We've also had like bounce houses set up in the green space there.
Do you plan to do the bounce houses?
We were contemplating doing that. So, I mean,
And by the time this gets to us, this has been through PD
yes,
and fire.
yes.
Okay. Now that we have the event permit and we have a good date that doesn't conflict with sizzle, is there any other staff concerns?
Yeah, so I just want to thank thank Jill and the organizers for working with us on this. The chief had indicated to me, police chief had called me earlier this year, just indicated the size of this event had gotten to the point where we just felt like it needed to be in front of the events committee. So I do think the one thing we just need to work through a little bit more with the organizers will just be the temporary shutdown of the street while the run occurs. I know you have reached out, as you've said, historically reached out to the fire company to kind of help with that. The application indicates we'll need police support for that. And so we'll work with the police department on that. But no, I mean, it sounds like a great event. We've seen some of the images from last couple of years. So.
And we fully support events like this. It's so nice that we're able to work together now,
Right.
though, because it's helpful for the city and our departments to know like what you guys are doing, what's going to be needed, we're in support, but because we know ahead of time when we have this permit, we can make sure it's all done safely and legally from our end. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And I know these permits can be kind of cumbersome to go through, but all the information is necessary. So thank you. Any comments, Damon?
Nope, no problem with that.
Thank you. You are welcome to go. You do not have to stay, but you're also welcome to stay.
Okay, will we get like an official like approval? How does that work?
Yeah, so this one wouldn't go to the Parks Committee because it doesn't affect the park. So does have a street closure, albeit temporary. But given that this is the first street closure, maybe this is one we will want to take to council just to alert them to the event. So give us a chance to take it to next week's council meeting, and then somebody from staff will circle back with you on we'll circle back with you on kind of next steps.
Would we pick up like the barricades?
Now we'll have our service team help with that. Yep.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Thanks for coming in, Jill. Next on our agenda is the Big Nut Strut. So they also have a permit application. Looks like it's starting on pamphlet page 11. Doesn't look like we have anybody representing them, but that this is not a new event for Sunbury.
No, this is not. I went over this. This has gone through police, EMS and fire. There's no real changes from the application or the route that they're running through the neighborhoods from last year.
They don't close roads down.
No, they don't close any roads down. They're gonna go through the neighborhoods behind GRE, use the pavilion at GRE. They're gonna have one food truck. They'll serve some pizza. I think Kona Ice is the food truck. BSTG is gonna be on site, there with Bella hanging out. So they'll have fire there, but everything looks good. They have the insurance that they need, so no red flags from anybody on our side, so.
This is a fundraiser for them.
Yes,
So-
all the proceeds go towards the school for supplies or whatever else they need,
Is the food truck why they need electric?
I believe. Well, they'll have bounce houses too.
Oh,
There's a couple of bounce houses.
I missed that one. Okay.
All right. Any problems with that, Mr.
No.
Capel?
No.
Have you been training to run the 5K?
No.
Okay. Unfinished business. At our last month, we had an application for the Citizens Recognition Program. And I had asked Miss Swain to put it out on social media just because we hadn't advertised that in a while, and she did. And it doesn't look like we have received any other applicants, which is fine. I just wanted to give folks the opportunity. I believe Mr. Pavel has had the opportunity to read through the through who was not the nomination paperwork, right? You read through
Yeah,
this,
we had this same one
right, last,
last time, only it's got more letters attached. to it.
yes, so, yes, thank you for adding those to the OneDrive. I appreciate that. So just for the record, our applicant, is it an applicant? Applicant, is Alexis Hempy, and she is a groomer for the local Bubbles and Bows dog grooming. And she, on her own time, it looks like, with on her own, just, she's not getting paid for this. She grooms police dogs, and I want to say the fire dog. I haven't looked at this in a
Therapy
couple of
dogs.
days. Therapy dogs.
All of our publicly employed dogs.
All of our publicly employed dogs, she grooms on her own. And I think and it does seem like she's been doing this for a while. Pages are sticking together.
Now, we had elected at the last meeting to pause and see if we got more submissions. And we were talking about more award submissions. But we got more letters.
You got,
For this
right,
one.
for this one. So I guess that's a
Fine.
doubling down on.
Make sure.
Yeah, yeah. I was hopeful that we would receive more nominations. We did not receive more nominations. But this nominee seems like she's really doing a good service for our
Mhm.
first responder and their,
I agree. I
dogs.
think this one needs to happen. And just thinking about how we have these submitted, I really feel like as a recognition program, it really should meet more whenever we have submissions, rather than us trying to get and align particular timeframes. Like we wanted one every quarter, I think was what you had originally said, but nothing to say that if we get 3 good ones in a month, we can't approve all 3 too, because it's not an award, it's a recognition. So, we
Do you
haven't had a
recommend,
bad one yet.
Advertising it every
I
so
do.
often?
I do, 100%. You should definitely remind the public that it's out there. Especially if it starts to dry up and we don't see a lot of attention. But I don't know that the focus needs to necessarily be having so many of them at any particular time. It's just, here's an open, what's the word I'm looking for? Here's an open application. If you see somebody that you think is deserving of this, submit it anytime, anywhere. And then
It can go through
then we feel maybe a little more liable to act on it immediately, rather than sit on it and wait to see if an appropriate amount of time has passed, if that makes sense.
thoughts.
The way we had set up the program originally is that, if you did receive multiple applications in any particular, we were calling them rounds, but if we have kind of an open call for nominations, we had it spelled out as a process that if you select a nominee at that point, but don't select the other 2, let's say in that example, those applications still are reviewable in a subsequent round of awards. So to your point, it's recognition. It's not necessarily an award. Doesn't mean you couldn't do more than one.
Yeah.
So I think what we're hearing again, we'll keep it kind of an open process for applications as we get them, bring them forward. And
I don't think we're in any danger of being flooded with folks that aren't deserving, or even 15 plus that are deserving, that it would take up too much of council's time. I don't think we're in.
Right. I don't think or I should say, I do think that we ought to keep open to other ways of advertising it as well. I know we're using social media mostly right now. And I don't know how you would advertise this, but any kind of visibility that we can give it beyond what we already do in the council meeting, I think is.
So are you saying for advertising that it's available, or
Yes.
advertise? So not
necessarily when we observe it, but I'm saying I'd be open to more ideas on how to get the word out.
okay. Do we ever, when the municipal building is completely finished, do we have a bulletin board area?
So we have an outside bulletin board right now where we put all of our public notices.
Okay, so would that be an option to put the information for the citizens recognition on that bulletin board? We don't have a newspaper. Do you
No,
have any other? We could brainstorm that maybe if there's other.
I just said I was open to ideas. I didn't have a whole.
Thanks, David.
Did we talk about doing it through the utility billing?
Oh, that would be a good
Did we
idea.
talk
That
about
was a Ms. Strader's suggestion.
Yeah.
That was a good suggestion.
we need to get that on the list?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Cause you can do that, right, through our programming, cause we've done that for Sizzle and other things. Okay, that's a good start. Okay, so do we want to, we are meeting next Wednesday. Do we want to offer that Wednesday? Or do we want to invite her to the,
So I wrote it down, bring to council August 21st or September 4th, ? Remember, in September, we will do the childhood awareness proclamation. I don't know. They generally involve some coordination with the family. The last couple of years, it's been the second council meeting. So I don't know. Maybe we try to reach out for next week's meeting.
and if
She's not able to make
unavailable,
it.
invite
Then
her for the second?
and then we'll probably have a better sense of where the childhood cancer awareness
And do this on the other one.
issue.
Well, and
Yeah.
I think we have some public hearings coming up
And we've
I
got
would
three,
think we
and
have a big
we've got
meeting
public
on-
hearings on the 4th.
the 4th, yeah. So if she can make it next Wednesday, we'd be happy to have her. Oh, and if not, then invite her to the second
All right,
meeting in September.
3 public hearings on the 4th.
Yes.
it did.
Missed
But they've
that.
been, yeah, well, I've been following the zoning, they've been some, I don't know if all of them, some of them have been through the zoning. So I've been, that just takes time to come to council, so. Okay, that sounds good. And you'll just keep Amber, you'll just keep me posted if she's able to come. Okay. Okay. And then we had talked about possibly Daryl and I had talked about maybe adding something like a t-shirt, a Sunbury t-shirt or something. Maybe we could offer that too, and we could even maybe reach out to either her or the lady who nominated her and get a size, and we can present her a Sunbury t-shirt. I don't think it has to be fancy, just our logo on a t-shirt, and then the award side. I think Joe signs that, right?
Yeah. the
Yeah.
mayor signs.
We'll do what we normally do, but maybe add a t-shirt and. Okay, that sounds good. Anything else on that?
No.
Okay. I do not see any visitors in our gallery. Next meeting is September 19th. Let's see. Yeah, so the 3rd Thursday at 3:30. Okay, I will make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Cooper?
Yes.
Mr. Capel?
Yes.